Tampa Bay's #1 news station. This is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
Good evening and welcome tonight. I'm Mark Wilson.
And I'm Allie Corey. Thanks for being with us. You know, tears could be seen throughout this Bartow courtroom today. Some came from Tracey Nix, a Wakulla grandmother on trial for the hot car death of her granddaughter. Well, the others came from the child's parents, Tracey's daughter and son-in-law. Jurors were walked through the hours leading up to Nix forgetting her granddaughter in the car. And Fox 13's Kimberly Quizon has more from Bartow.
Jurors heard from more than a dozen witnesses Tuesday, and a lot of emotions and heartache could be felt inside the courtroom.
This is really, really, really bad.
The 911 call came from Tracey Nix's daughter, Rebecca Tucker. She had just arrived at her parents' Wauchula home to drop her son off for the afternoon. Instead, she found a frantic scene.
My niece in the car. I don't know. I just pulled out, but we need EMS.
7-month-old Uriel Schock was receiving CPR from her grandfather.
Her eyes are open. She's not moving or breathing.
Tracey Nix, Uriel's grandmother, had just remembered the infant was left in the back seat of her car.
How long was she in the car? A while.
Earlier that day, on November 1st, 2022, Tracey had picked up Uriel from her daughter Kayla so that she could go to a hair appointment.
This was the first time it was doing something for myself.
Tracey had previously been to lunch with members of her Bible club. The jury heard from the group.
I don't know what else to say. That's her grandmother. Of course she loved her.
Uriel was left in the car as temperatures reached the 90s.
When I picked her up, I could feel it through my gloves. She was just hot to touch.
Did you notice anything about the onesie she was in?
Yes, it was very damp from, sweating.
Tracey's attorney told the jury she is a loving wife, mother, and grandmother, a former teacher, principal, and a church member who just made a mistake.
It was a tragedy that does not amount to a crime under Florida law.
But the state says her negligence was a crime.
Not to determine whether or not Tracey Nix is a good person. We want to focus on her actions, inactions, and the results of those actions.
Jurors will not hear about another one of Tracey's grandchildren, 16-month-old Ezra, Uriel's brother, who drowned while in her care. Despite the prosecution wanting to present evidence on this, a judge ruled his death will not be mentioned in this case. In Bartow, Kimberly Quizon, Fox 13 News.
So the trial will continue tomorrow morning at 8:30. The medical examiner will be the first on the stand. In Sarasota,